Yuka Way is here in studio. Yuka, continuing on that story, the Ebola outbreak, it continues, of course, in Africa. It's starting to take an economic toll on the population there beyond the actual victims themselves.
Well, Sharon, countries neighbouring the Democratic Republic of Congo have been closing their borders in a bid to stop the spread of the disease. While people understand the danger the virus presents, moves like this have cut many off their livelihoods. Luke Schrager takes a look.
In the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo, locals are asking how they're meant to make a living amid measures meant to slow the spread of the Ebola virus.
When the border is closed, we are all stranded. It's this work that sends our children to school, provides us with a home, and gives us a livelihood.
We see vehicles passing by, but no one can cross over to do business. Yet it was the supplies from over there that kept us going. Now, how are we going to survive?
There's no vaccine yet available for the Bundibugyo strain of the virus, and slowing its spread is paramount for authorities. Travel restrictions amid the ongoing outbreak have plunged many who rely on cross-border business into and out of neighbouring Rwanda into uncertainty, as well as those who kept their savings on the other side of the border.
The lack of banks means that most Bukavu's residents have deposited their savings in Rwanda. People no longer have access to their money or their means of livelihood.
The World Bank estimated that the 2014 to 2016 Ebola outbreak in West Africa led to over $2.8 billion in lost economic output as regional business from tourism to transport cratered. It's raised the possibility that economic fallout this time could be even worse, with locals already struggling with expensive fuel and spiralling living costs as a result of the ongoing war on Iran.
Meanwhile, Yuka, here in France, decommissioning of the country's oldest nuclear power plant is finally about to begin. It's nearly a decade after its shutdown plans were originally announced.
Yeah, that is the Fessenheim plant on the border with Germany. Earlier this month, the government issued a decree authorising its decommissioning, with final approval from France's Nuclear Safety Authority expected in June. It's a massive project estimated to cost €1.4 billion and is set to run in 4 phases spanning 22 years. Built in 1971, the plant was permanently shut down after 43 years in service following a string of safety failures over the years. Critics long pointed to seismic and flooding risks due to the reactor's location on the Rhine River. And during a safety review following Japan's Fukushima disaster, cracks were found in a reactor cover and internal flooding occurred. And in 2017, the decision was finally made to close it. The reactor's spent nuclear fuel has already been transferred to a recycling facility in La Hague. According to EDF, 99.9% of radioactivity has been removed from Fessenheim, but the decommissioning will generate over 400,000 tonnes of mostly radioactive waste.
And nuclear energy remains at the heart of France's energy strategy, doesn't it?
Yeah, atomic power accounts for nearly 70% of France's electricity generation, which is the highest in the world. When he came to power in 2017, President Emmanuel Macron pledged to reduce that share to 50% and close 12 aging reactors by 2035. But then came the 2022 energy crisis following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which left neighbouring industrial powerhouse Germany, which had decided to phase out nuclear power in a prolonged economic downturn. Macron made a policy U-turn and has been pushing for building new generation nuclear reactors as well as extending the lifetimes of existing ones. France remains better insulated against the current energy shock caused by the Iran war, as fossil fuels account for just 5% of the country's power mix. And it remains Europe's leading net exporter of electricity, accounting for more than half of the EU's total nuclear power production out of 12 member states that have atomic plants in operation.
And moving on, Yuka, talk to us about how the oil markets have been today.
Yeah, well, optimism over a potential deal to end the war once again drove markets today. Brent crude dropped 7% today to just above $96 a barrel, with the US's WTI falling to around $90 a barrel. European natural gas prices also dropped 5%.
Finally, Yuka, climate change and energy supply disruption have prompted the world's most reclusive state to invest in renewables.
That's right. Well, climate change is a big concern, but also North Korea has built its first large-scale solar farm to address its, quote, strained energy problem, according to the organization NK Pro, citing the country's state media. NK Pro says its own analysis of satellite imagery revealed that construction on the new solar farm in the southern coastal city of Haeju started a year ago, with solar panels now covering around 10 hectares of land. The country has been experiencing a severe electricity shortage since the start of the year. North Korea relies mostly on coal and hydropower, but output of coal has roughly halved since the early 1990s, and hydroelectricity production has been unstable. And that's it from the business desk.
Yuka, thanks so much for that. You go away there with all the day's business news.